The 511 Apex line of pants changes the game like no other tactical tool on the market. This completely reimagined cargo pant combines precision engineering and resilient construction in a stylish design that allows covert carry of the gear you need. A newly engineered canvas weaved 511 FlexTac fabric was designed specifically for the Apex to allow complete freedom of motion, durability, and comfort, combined with a Teflon finish that delivers stain and water repellency. Purpose-built to optimize cargo capacity while keeping low profile and fashionable, the Apex pant is truly a design achievement. Innovative internal cargo and hip pockets are invisible to the outside world, but allow hidden storage of up to 6 AR-15 magazines. A flexible comfort waistband stretches for concealed carry, while easily accessible flex cuff pockets hold up to 3 restraints, and a dual set of cuff key pockets are built into the waist and ankle. All designed with the style and durability that only 511 can offer. The ultimate tactical tool is here, and for the covert operator, it's the new standard for tactical pants. Yours is a life of duty and honor, of danger and sacrifice. You don't have the luxury to walk away, to doubt, or to hesitate. We have watched you rise above. Be selfless. Protect the innocent. Risking all for the safety of others. You are the unsung heroes among us, standing ready, and we are honored to serve you. They are 511's most popular product for a reason. Simply put, the 511 strike pants are what all other tactical pants want to be. Their comfort, flexibility, and durability have made them legendary to tactical professionals and enthusiasts all over the world. Made from 511's patented two-way mechanical stretch fabric with a fully gusseted crotch, self-adjusting tunnel waistband, and articulated knees, 511 strike pants offer the range of motion to perform at your highest level. A Teflon finish also means they'll repel stains and maintain a clean, professional look. Built to last, these pants feature 12 smart pockets, including double-deep reinforced cargo pockets and front pockets sized to carry the tools you need. Perfect for on and off the job, 511 strike pants are the tactical pants you'll want to wear every day. Rugged yet covert, Ridgelines are the ultimate low-vis tactical pants. With a design that blends in as well on the range as in the office, they give you mission-ready capabilities in a sleek, go-anywhere pant. Built from FlexTech, 511's exclusive mechanical stretch ripstop fabric, the Ridgeline is engineered to excel in the most demanding environments without sacrificing comfort or mobility. A fully gusseted crotch, comfortable look and feel, and 8 pockets sized for everything from AR magazines to a cell phone ensure your readiness in tactical and casual environments. The ultimate low-vis pant has arrived. Put them to the test.
You know that it's a good pair of pants when you put it on and you don't want to take it off.
The strike pants are probably my favorite 511 apparel.
The first thing I did was squat in them just to make sure that I could bend and push off with my knees.
When I tried them on, I was like, finally, I'm so excited about these.
The strike are my favorites because of all the pockets.
I'm a pocket person.
How I can get down to the ground and get back up.
If I have pockets, I will fill them.
It's like it was made just for the curves of your body, and it moves when you want to move.
If you pick the right kind of clothes, if you're comfortable in it, you're going to be wearing it.
That gives you confidence that shows up in your performance.
They're comfortable, and one, you actually look like a woman in them.
Especially when you compete in 3 guns, it's my #1 choice for the shooting range.
Pants are awesome. They're hands down my favorite pants. I think maybe I bought the first pair ever released.
I know there's tactical, but I think it's more than just tactics. It's about comfort.
The #1 killer of law enforcement personnel, as well as military and firefighters, is not knives, bombs, fires, guns. The #1 killer is stress-related illness. My father very much served his country, but became a victim of his own service. So my goal was to create a system that would allow warriors to be able to function more effectively.
To be able to handle the force here in upper body.
So how we train is going to be how our body responds. I found that the presence of stress in law enforcement personnel increased the number of injuries and illnesses that they suffered, despite their ability to respond more effectively to competitive anxiety. This is where the injuries usually start to erupt because exercise is performed completely distinct.
As if I'm hitting upwards, that gives you the rounding.
My life was steered in the direction of attempting to find out a way to mitigate stress that prevented injuries and eventually the stress that killed my father. My goal isn't to provide a different tactical skill. The main problem that we're facing is addressing shoulder and elbow injuries. So how we train is going to be how our body responds. If we train with our elbows out and our shoulders rotated in, that's where we're going to have the highest amount of stress. So let's come down. Let's do the 20 seconds of our quick warm-up, turning our hands in, and then as much as we can, continue to rotate our palms together as far as we can go. So if it starts here and we feel pain, go a little bit beyond the pain, and then squeeze the elbows locked. As long as the palm heels can stay down, we're going to do 5 more repetitions for bulldog position to deal with the tension on the outside of the elbow, that tendonitis. Then switch, come all the way around. If we start here, that's fine. If there's a lot of excess tension on the inside of the elbow. The ultimate goal for me is to see the weight lifted from their nervous system, so they're no longer suffering from a baseline chronic pain which impedes their daily life. So now that we've removed all of the gum from the inside of the outside of the elbow, we now need to use our lats and our core to have our punching power to bring both arms in. If we start on a non-dominant grip, we're going to lay our hand down flat, take our fist, and punch our fist onto our fingers, then wrap our hand across it. We're not doing a pistol grip, we're doing the muscle action that sets up for the pistol. Once we have it, we're just going to stay hands and knees, exhale, pull elbows in, and press back out. Elbows in, press back out. This will be our push-up for the day. If we do too much work, eventually the lats shut down and we only use shoulders. That's why we get the shoulder injuries, the rotator cuff injuries. We want to watch that there's no excess elbow pop. So both elbows have to rotate in, touch ribs, even if the back rounds, because that's the great part about this. Once our back rounds, then it's a core exercise to drive. I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to work with the men and women that I do. Pull elbows in and drive. Put both knees down. We're going to do 5 quick repetitions, but we're going to bring elbows straight down. So any type of fatigue in the muscle is going to make us pop our elbows. We're going to shift back to delts. These are so tiny that they fatigue fast. With our elbows pulled in, we do this final 5 repetitions. Pull the elbows in, turn the lats on fully, keep the lats firing for the rest of the day, then head out for your training. The police had a greater ability to respond to the stress of competition, but a significantly increased presence of injuries from training. This is a typical problem that you're going to face because of the occupational strength that you've already developed, that you can overpower the exercise. Elbows wide and popping. So that's just fast loading on the ligaments. It doesn't keep their pecs active and it turns off their core. Yes, I very much appreciate the fact that I can make them stronger, faster, safer in their job.
Injury prevention is extremely important to me as a SWAT team leader. If they haven't trained for specific movements and they haven't done a specific movement for a long time, they may just innocently injure themselves.
So you have super strong upper body, and that causes you to be able to handle the force here in upper body. So I'm using triceps and shoulders. Instead, pull the thumbs in, tuck the tailbone, and pull the elbows down to the core, so that we can use more of the corset to hold when we press out, which is going to turn on the lats, instead of relying upon the shoulder girdle, which fatigues really fast. So what I want to do is I want to try just a step down, hand down, fist in place. Then, without lifting the hips, lower the body over top of the elbow. Great. Now that is our obliques and our lats. Even bring the elbow in tighter into the belly button. Exactly. Now your core's turned on. The pistol push-up will give me entry into that exercise, develop the platform for me to be able to hold it, and then I can exercise any way that I want. We increased in our academy length 6 repetitions average total doing less total volume push-ups a different way, removed all of the injuries and increased total repetitions when they did the test at the end of the academy by 6 repetition over prior classes. Seeing the immediate impact of their ability to remove pain from their performance is a burden that, when lifted, allows them to have greater quality of life.
Everybody, it's Tom Davin, CEO of 511 Tactical here in Carson, California, behind the scenes at the 2015 CrossFit Games. We're just about 40 minutes after the first big workout of the Games here in Carson, the Murph. The Murph is an iconic CrossFit workout named in honor of Lieutenant Michael Murphy. Murphy was killed with a number of members of his SEAL team. The idea for us, the Make a Plate carrier, came about in the year 2011. Chris Kyle and our team came up with a 511 plate carrier. So we contributed 80 511 tactical TacTech plate carriers for 40 women and 40 men to wear those plate carriers for the Murph workout. And it's a crusher. It's a body weight workout. You run a mile, you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and if that's not enough, you run another mile. For a normal person, an hour would be a great time. These athletes here, the #1 man with 20 pounds in a plate carrier, did it in 38 minutes. The #1 woman, amazingly, with 14 pounds in 39 minutes. What a great day for 511 to cheer these athletes on and really put our plate carrier through the test. Tom Davin, 2015 CrossFit Games.
Your gym doesn't have barbells. There's no smoothie bar in the lobby. But you train here because your fitness serves a higher purpose. And this is where lives may depend on it. 511 Tactical. Always be ready.
So Red Devils, we've been around since 1964.
We're a threefold display team of the British Army.
And our job is just to promote the parachute regiments in the British Army.
We seem to have got a really good team, really close in the team, and we all get along really well.
I think the favourite part's got to be actually jump into some fantastic events.
But as soon as you exit that door, it's the closest thing to flying you can get, really.
A lot can go wrong, obviously, in canopy formations. It's not something that you do when you first start skydiving. You're always taught to steer away from each other. What we do, we've taken it the other way and we smash into each other.
You've got to keep in mind the proximity to other canopies. One of the biggest things in skydiving is the fear of canopy collisions.
Wind, buildings, anything like that can cause us a hazard.
You need to be in a certain location in order to land in the right place. Clearly, if you miss the display arena, which we're going to jump into, you're going to end up injuring yourself or worse, others, which is clearly something which we definitely avoid.
If something did go wrong, we've got a way of breaking away from each other and getting away from the kit. And again, which comes with the kit what we use, it's all top equipment. So.
If your clothing's falling apart on you, your rucksack's falling apart, or it can't support the weights that you're carrying, then you basically are impeding you doing your job. So clearly, equipment and clothing is vital to what we do.
511 gear is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, 511 got awesome gear. The gear we use really tough, durable, looks good.
I think the previous sponsor we had was a little bit behind the times with the fashion, and the gear we've got now looks good. We all look good together in the gear together, and it's durable and strong.
The parachute regiment's motto is Utrincre Paratus, which is ready for anything. And you've got to be ready for anything. You've got to be always ready to be flexible, make sure you're not in the wrong position, make sure if you even are in the wrong position, you can get out of that and you can continue to carry on the skydive.
A lot has changed in skydiving in the last 20 years, and I think the Red Devils is doing their best to change with that.
With all the new tasks we've got to take under with parachute and spray, you've always got to be ready for anything.
I'm Greg Thompson. I'm the lead combative instructor for the Special Operations Combative Program, SOC-P. What makes a knife so dangerous, it doesn't run out of ammo. It can come at you from a lot of different directions. A lot of people don't understand how fast these things can come into play.
Okay guys, what I want to go over is a defense to an edge weapon assault. You have to think about, does he have a strong lead or a weak lead? A strong lead would be the blade out in front, but if he has a weak lead here, you have to watch out, because if he reaches out and grabs you with his hand, you're not going to be able to break contact from them. I want to dress the offhand. If I'm in arm's reach right here from somebody, I'm in stab and reach. What I want to do here is this hand is going to go straight to the elbow. I don't want to be in front, I need to be behind the elbow. My lead foot, because I want to be in stab and range right here, is going to step back, and what they're going to do is step off to the V. This hand's going to come up to potentially block. I want to hollow out my core region here, and I want my shoulder to protect my jawline and my neck. So here, as I do that block, this hand's going to come over. As it comes over, I need my thumb to be down for the pass. If my thumb is over here, he will power through that, so my thumb is down. As I do that, my dominant hand can make a transition to my primary or secondary weapon system here. If I pull out a handgun here, your best shot's going to be to the hip girdle region right here. Because if I shoot a little bit higher, he still can chase after me. But if I crack the pretzel of the hip, you more than likely can drop the individual. If you have to, you can close on the person from here. So with this situation here, as I make my pass here, I'm going to come here with this hand. And once this hand blocks here, I'm going to cut the line. When I cut the line here, this foot is going to cut the corner. I want the side of my head to go to his rear delt right here. So as I make my block here, I've cut the line of leverage. My head's going to go to his rear delt. This hand's still staying trapped on the back of his arm. I'm going to cut the corner here and drive right into him. When I hit his body, I'm going to drive him to encourage this leg to step in front of the other leg so I can get his back. As I do that, this hand is shooting straight to the elbow. If the elbow's here, that's great. But if I happen to be reaching around here, both hands are going to the elbow here. So as I make that cut and drive, I'm going to wrap his arm up. As soon as I wrap this arm up, I want to melt straight down to his fingers and grab right here, making it harder for him to pass the knife to the other hand. I'm going to stay tight, close to him so I don't get elbowed in the face. As soon as I get to here, I could drive him over something or make a pass. When I make a pass here to the other hand, I can reach and grab his fabric, wrap the knife up, potentially use the knife against him. Because it's not how fast you can kill him, it's how fast you can get them out of the fight. You have to condition your mind to say, okay, I'm in this fight, I'm not looking at what's happening, I have to deal with, make sure I don't get stabbed again or cut again. So you have to continue to keep fighting back.
I'm Kyle Lamb, and I'd like to walk you through a new pack that we're really excited about from 511. We've worked for the last couple years on this pack. It's called the Igniter series. This Igniter pack is designed to give you a really slim package, very compressible, super clean package. As you can see here, plenty of pockets on the outside. We've got an outside flap that you can also use to hold your helmet or any other type of gear that you want there. An interesting deal here is this is actually one of the prototype packs that I've been running for quite some time. If you look at a lot of this dirt and blood that's on here, I've used this pack for hunting and just generally beating it around to make sure that it lives up to our standards. We've had a really good relationship with 511. I help them design and then I get to abuse the product, and if it passes my test, I'm basically the Samsonite gorilla, I guess. And if it passes my test, normally it works pretty well for most of you folks out there as well. A couple interesting features I really want to highlight here. First of all, like I said, we do have this outside compression portion. Also, the top flap of this pack opens across the top. So something like this versus just a slit opening. We also have access to pockets, internal and external. There's an internal pocket here and another one a little bit farther down. Also on the belt, we've put a Brocos belt type attachment here. This allows you to connect your 511 thumb drive holster, or if you decide to, you can also attach MOLLE pouches because it's got MOLLE on the belt as well. So this allows me to have my pack with my pistol if I'm hunting or even for a tactical situation. You can do that. Really a great feature. One of the other features that I like about this pack are the shoulder straps. The shoulder straps have a very ingenious buckle that instead of putting a large side release buckle, they put this smaller buckle that if you want to release it, pop it out of place, slide it through, and now you've released your shoulder strap. Very nice. The shoulder straps are wide, cushy, and very comfortable. I've carried this pack with as much as 50 pounds in it, and it works very well up to that weight. Okay, another feature that I really like is we wanted to be able to slide a rifle into this pack. So what we've done is we've taken our tier rifle sleeve that you've all have seen before. We've taken the cup on the bottom. I unzip this small zipper here at the bottom of the pack. I pull out the buckle that's in place. It's kind of recessed up in there. I adjust Velcro where I need it. The next thing I do is I loosen up the two compression straps here, and I'll just pull those out a little bit so I've got a little bit of extra space. Now I simply slide my Christensen Arms rifle down through the pack into the tier rifle sleeve cup. Pull this up, make sure if I have a sling or whatever, I can tuck that down in behind my rifle. Then I reattach the compression straps and cinch them down. So it keeps that package nice and tight, and as you can see, that's going to work very well. Now if I were to take this pack and flip it around for you to see the front side, you'll be able to see some of the great features. What we have here is aerospacer mesh, sits off your back, it gives your spine a nice place to move. Got the nice mesh here, mesh on the inside of the Brocos belt as well. When you put this pack on, it has a sternum strap as well. Hook up your waistband. You're able to pull the waistband here, and it actually works as a pulley system to tighten up the waistband as well. So it's something that I really like. It's something that we really wanted to spec out on this pack. Once I'm in this position, I can simply tighten up my shoulder straps, and there you go. All right, folks, we also have side pockets here if you want to put some of your smaller items. We've got a Nalgene bottle carrier there. I really think you're going to like this pack. Once again, I'm Kyle Lamb with Viking Tactics, and this is the new 511 Tactical Igniter Series backpack.
Officer down, officer down.
That's right, moving! Move! Set! Move! Ready?
most popular backpack from 511 is the Rush 24. Let's start here at the front. Easy access pouches that are modular. This means that I got a right and left side, easy to get to, zippers all the way around. Stuff like this allows me to have my gear all on the outside of my backpack. I love the compression straps on the sides. This way I can keep that load centralized right in the middle of my back. I've got this big universal pouch with an elastic strap and a friction lock so I can keep stuff centrally located there. Molly attachments. I may be turkey hunting in lower Alabama and I gotta put my scratch slate out here. I may be deer hunting, I gotta have my deer calls located over here. So I can accessorize this no matter what the mission is. So as you can see, the Rush 24 is the perfect tactical backpack. Durable, well-made, perfect construction, and quality engineering. The Rush 72 is the pinnacle of the tactical backpack line from the Rush series. All kinds of engineering and innovation has gone into this backpack to make it the backpack to have for that long range or long distance environment. The large outer accessory pouch also has the stuff and go pocket. Being able to peel off cold weather gear in the large stuff and go pocket and then be able to access again when you stop is really, really the key to success in those environments. You've got these huge outside accessory pouches. Inside, you've got these little supplemental pouches to put smaller items of gear that I want to be able to get access to without, again, going to that main compartment of the backpack. Moving to the back, we have that yoke technology that is really indicative of that engineering that has gone into the Rush series of backpacks. Moving on to the huge main compartment, we've got 5 component pockets located all inside of here to keep your gear organized. You want to make sure the load stays in the center back of the user. Another great feature of the main compartment is the ability for it to open all the way up and lay flat. This gives you access to all the component pouches. If you're looking for a large capacity tactical backpack, look no further than the Rush 72.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lamb. I want to show you the new Urban Sniper Pack available from 511. This is a pack that Viking Tactics and 511 worked in conjunction with each other to develop, and I think you're really going to like it. First of all, looking at the front side of the bag here, we have a drag handle here. We also have a drag attachment located on the end. Of course, we've got a nice little spot here where, oh, look at there. You can attach your patches. Nothing wrong with Old Glory. On the sides, we've got places where we can attach camouflaging material. You can put rubber retainer bands here and attach live foliage, or you can actually put canvas or whatever you need to on the front of this. A very clean front side. In this front pouch, we have plenty of room for some of your basic tools. Here I've got a spotting scope, tripod, rangefinder, binos, and of course some ammunition. And we've got these tethers that allow you to adjust how far open this front pouch will go. So rangefinder, bipod, tripod, binos, spotting scope, and of course, wouldn't have success without some Hornady ammunition. This bag comes in 3 different sizes. When I lay this out flat, of course I have my rifle here, and inside I have quick detach retainer bands, so I can actually pull my system out. From there, we've added a couple different features that I think you're really gonna like. We have a feature here that we can push our bipod forward against. We wanna preload our bipod. There's actually 2 sections that allow you to do that. If that doesn't work for you and you want a little bit more forward push, we've got 2 loops that can be attached to your bipod, and then at that point we can cinch this down, and that allows us to push forward to preload our bipod. Of course, at that point we would be using this pack as our shooting mat. On the back side of the pack, we have shoulder straps with a sternum strap. They're adjustable on the ends, and then the other nice thing is if you are going to drag this through the brush, so we've made a storage compartment that zips shut and gives you a nice clean panel. If you're going to drag that, whether you drag it on this side or the other side, it gives you a nice clean pack. All right, that is the Urban Sniper Pack, available from 511 Tactical.
In the tactical arena, the scene is never safe. No longer is it okay for EMS to just wait outside in the cold zone and wait for the police to say, hey, it's all clear, you can go in now. Tactical medics have to be prepared for a lot of things. The new 511 active shooter bag began with a plan. We needed a kit that would carry the essentials to go into a mass shooting scene and stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding, save as many people as we could. So, met with 511, and we now have this bag that's kind of like our dream come to life. This is my bag. I set it up the way I'd like to have it. You have a zipper pouch in the front. You have pockets with bungee cords to hold equipment in there. I put tourniquets, a row of tourniquets. And in the back they have some modular areas, some bandaging and occlusive dressings. Right here, I put some quick clot. There's another pouch right here where you can put additional equipment, gloves and whatnot. In the back there's another zipper pouch. I put airway in mine. I have some nasopharyngeal airways in here, some chest seals. There's also another mesh pouch in the back that you can put other miscellaneous items. One of the neatest features of this bag, I think, is the tactical litter. It rolls up, it's compact. Once you have treated as many patients as you possibly can, next thing you want to do is get them out. Squeeze the two clips, litter comes free, you're ready to start taking patients out. Unroll the litter. It's got a torso strap, 2 leg straps. It can be configured in a couple different ways for different carries. You can drag the patient out. You can also strap it to itself and actually extract the patient on your back. I think it's a really good design. It can carry everything that you need to save lives and get them to definitive care. We designed this bag to carry virtually everything that you would need in order to respond to an active shooter or mass casualty incident. I really have to give it to 511. They make it happen.
You got to know how to move, you got to know how to shoot, you got to know that this is a 360 world we live in. So you have to incorporate into your training checking 360, assessing other shooters in a real world situation. If there's an active shooter, how do you know who the bad guy is? You need to be able to read the environment and look at individuals and say, well, look at their weapons posture. If you understand things like weapons posture, you know that person's trained or untrained. Law enforcement in general, I have an affinity for. I see these guys on the front line. They're out there daily, putting their lives on the line. A lot of these officers that come here and train with me, I mean, that's their biggest complaint. They just don't feel ready. I hear that all the time. I don't feel ready to be in an engagement.
We'll start from extended ready. So extended ready, you're pointed at the target, guys.
They should be getting whatever they need to train and sustain and be ready for any fight.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
pretty much what it's going to come down to is who's trained and who's not trained when the fight happens. The reality is we want to be able to put this weapon system in the proper position based on the environment. The environment dictates where I put this gun or this muzzle. Okay, one of the principles is I shouldn't flag anything that doesn't need to be flagged. You think about the real world, and if you ever had to draw your weapon in an active shooter situation, and you got law enforcement that rolls up on the scene, okay, being former law enforcement, I can pretty much pick out who's a professional and who's not just by how the weapon's postured. If somebody's walking around, they're flagging that weapon, putting it at everybody around them, then I pretty much know they have no training or zero training. Okay, so I know that I got to pretty much watch that person and be fixated on that. Whereas if I see somebody who has an appropriate weapons posture based on what their environment is around them, then I know that this person has some training. Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to do a 360 threat drill with a fight to standing. Okay, you might find yourself in a supine position, whether you put yourself in that position for a reason, okay, whether you're trying to back away from a threat, the threat was immediate and you decided to go into a supine position while engaging a threat, or maybe some circumstance in the environment put you there, you got knocked down and you're on your back. You should be able to fight from any position on the ground. So we're going to demo this drill for you guys, show you what we're talking about. The drill will start with you guys standing. You'll be starting with the targets in front. I'll say, stand by, ready, fire. You'll engage those targets in a standing position. What I want is I want people to think, okay? The environment dictates how you place your muzzle. It should be in the safest position as possible. So if I always tell you low ready, that's not always going to be the safest position. So you have to be able to think, okay, high ready, low ready. So when we do our drills, hey, I'll give you the option. If you make an infraction as an instructor, I'm going to, say it's probably better if you come to a high ready for this position. If you're too close or you swept his leg, or you swept your own leg. Then I'll call down. You'll take a knee, engage both targets 2 to 4 times, stand by for the next command. Down again will be you going to the supine position. You have to know how to get to the supine in such a way that you don't damage yourself getting down there. So we don't want to just fall back into a position, especially with kit on. We want to get to that position as controlled as possible. Also, as I'm going into a supine position, I should be able to engage targets while I'm going into supine. What we're trying to do here is instill these little things. This is about skill sustainment. This is not meant to take the place of live fire training. But if you work these skills constantly, okay, when you actively have to do this in real life, it's going to be so much easier. So if I call threat left, you're going to turn to that position and engage the targets to the left. I may call threats right. Same thing, you'll change positions and engage targets threat right. Threats rear, you'll engage targets to the rear. So the benefits of having the CERT Pro or a CERT Bolt for this is that you can do this drill at home. You can't do this drill for the most part on, I think, 90% of the ranges that are out there. All right, they're not going to allow you to shoot 360 in this configuration. But the benefit of this is that you can actually practice these movements, okay, with a CERT Pro pretty safely. Okay, shooter ready, stand by, fire! Threats right, threats left, threats front, down, threats left, threats right, threats front, down. Let's do this. When you come to supine, go all the way to your back. So you're kind of in this crunch trying to shoot. You can engage as you're going down all the way, but just don't hold yourself in a crunch. Just go to supine right away. Okay. When you're in that supine position here, boom, when you fall back, right? I'll call threats left first. That way it'll be easier. But make sure you're throwing this leg over. It's key. Okay. From here, boom, throw the leg over. From here, engage that position. Okay. And then when I say threats back, drive the gun that way. Okay. From here, bang, 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 bang. Okay. You're just looking to just extend as much as possible. Okay. Threats front. From here, you're already there. So you just got to drive the gun. See what happened with the gun? It just went. 12 o'clock. Okay. I didn't sweep out and around. I went up and over.
Okay, so again, just full muzzle awareness. Down. Down. Threats left. Stay high, low. Threats right. Threats back. Good, Dave. Threats front. Pivot around. Engage, there you go. Up. Speed reload. Check 6. Up. Good job. Now relax.
Well, for one, I mean, for me, I think I'm definitely going to use it, you know, as we mentioned, the shakeout kit, right? Because as you talked about before, I popped the mag out. It just went flying out. That's no good, right? And then I like how you were talking about, you know, just shifting with your hips to get into different positions, because you can just do real quick, you know, changes and shifts to get you into that spot. But if you haven't practiced it, which I'm definitely going to start incorporating in my daily training.
You got to check 6 before you stand, making sure you don't standing in somebody else's lane of fire.
Right.
Realistically, that can happen obviously in law enforcement, military, but in the civilian world as well, where you've got a ton of people out there carrying concealed, and they're all probably wanting to deal with the same threat you're dealing with.
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That was great.
The 511 tactical hard cases have arrived, surpassing current military standards and exceeding Homeland Security and airline specifications. 511 hard cases set the new standard for protecting your tools of the trade. Constructed from lightweight, high-strength polypropylene copolymer resins, these cases are lighter and nearly 3 times stronger than the competition, all in a watertight, crush-proof package built to last a lifetime. Visit 511tactical.com and 511 dealers everywhere to find the right 511 hard case for your next mission.
I'm Kyle Lamb. I'd like to introduce you to a new series of knives from 511 Tactical called the Game Stalker. This is a set of knives that we designed in conjunction with Viking Tactics. I think you're really going to like them. First of all, we have a fixed blade knife. What we did here was we tried to take the ergonomics of the average hand and really make the knife fit you well. And if you ever pick this knife up, you're going to see that it fits your hand like a glove. Our primary concern, I'm a tactical guy and a hunter, I wanted a knife that will work in a tactical environment as well as a hunting environment. And a lot of times I'm wearing gloves and I don't want that knife to slip in my hand. So we've added this thumb stop that keeps your thumb right where you want it. And of course you've got finger grooves where the rest of your fingers go. If you reverse grip this knife, it also fits your hand perfectly. This knife also comes with a sheath, pops into the sheath. It has adjustable belt loops on the back side. Very cool knife. The other knife is a folding knife, and as you can see, it looks very similar to the fixed blade. What we wanted to do here is have 2 knives that fit in this family that felt the same in your hand. This knife is just slightly lighter, but it does have the same thumb stop on the back. It also allows you to choke up. You've got serrations here and here if you're doing fine work. It is folding with a liner lock, and it will fit in the same sheath as the fixed blade knife. One other feature here that's pretty cool is we've put a little bit of serrations on the back of the pocket clip. We've also scalloped out the center of the grip. That way when you have this inside of your pocket and it's time for you to pull it out, when you come down to grab it, you have a grip here and grip here. It allows you to get a better grip on the knife to quickly pull it from your pocket when you get ready to open up the knife. That is the Game Stalker series of knives available from 511 Tactical and Viking Tactics.
Ladies are taking over.
The adrenaline. Adrenaline is the #1 driver.
It's just empowering to know that I'm in control of the firearm.
That rush, you know what I mean? The rush it gives you. We were coming in and we were taking over. The feeling of shooting in general, that is definitely my happy place.
The tagline, always be ready. I'll catch the eye of somebody who notices and they'll get a wink.
The responsibility to defend yourself, we're realizing, is truly up to us.
Clothing is very important. Finding a fine line between this is great quality and I can move in it to also the style of it.
I don't really know any other company that asks, especially women, what do you want out of gear or clothing?
511 is the only brand that makes clothing that I can actually wear to the office.
That's what the people at 511 has done. Figured out what works, then designing clothes and products that work with that.
I love the 511 women's line.
We are not straight up and down. We have curves. We want things to fit just right. And I feel like the Cirrus really delivers in that department.
They are less overtly tactical looking, and so they are easy to wear them out, like in place of jeans. They're more comfortable than jeans.
I still know they're going to hold up, in a tactical environment, but they also are just still fashionable. There, you add that more fashion sense to it.
I think the 511 Cirrus pants, they could work with me when I'm going to the range. And it's also stylish. That's what I like about it. Very simple.
They're comfortable, but they're like super rugged too. They're tough. They're easy to move in, but you still look like a girl. They're a little bit more stretchy, and I like those too. They don't bind, nothing, and they look girly. I mean, you look like a woman.
They fit just right. They're not too high, they're not too low. They actually have a curve. They are really made for women.
I could wear them to a nicer restaurant and it would just blend in with heels and everything. So they're a lot more versatile. I can still wear them for competition, but I love that I could just keep them on all day.
One of the most frustrating things about being a woman shooter is you realize that it has been a guy sport. That's how it kind of started. It's difficult to find gear that makes you feel confident, that is even practical to wear. It is a big hassle, so this is a big relief.
At 511 Tactical, we make gear for those who serve, for those who protect, for those who venture, and for those who train with a higher purpose. 511 Tactical, purpose-built gear for life's most demanding missions.
It's our duty to innovate, to explore, to test, so we can fulfill the promise to improve the lives of those who serve. Today, 511 delivers on that promise with the 511 Next Level uniform. A head-to-toe solution that sets a new standard of innovation, comfort, functionality, and durability for the men and women of the law enforcement community. The Next Level uniform story begins with 511 specialized FlexTac fabric that we've created to give the ultimate in freedom of movement and comfort while maintaining a clean, professional appearance through years of use. In the Strike PDU shirt, this fabric delivers comfort, durability, and high-performance utility in any field environment. while maintaining the signature features that set 511 uniforms apart. In the Strike PDU pant, it brings a sharp professional appearance in high-performance gear that enhances an officer's capabilities with innovative features while providing all-day comfort that redefines the paradigm of the duty uniform. In the Strike TDU shirt, FlexTac brings unparalleled maneuverability, durability, and utility in any demanding mission environment, while adjustable cuffs, a Mandarin collar, and a full zip front ensure a secure fit for demanding tactical operations. The Strike TDU pant brings the high-performance maneuverability, durability, and the utility required in high-activity, tactical environments in a pant built for hard use. When it comes to next-level footwear, 511 wanted to give officers the performance of a running shoe with the protection of a tactical boot, and the Evo was born. Perhaps the greatest tactical boot ever designed, the Evo is truly the apex of tactical footwear. With the incredible number of back and joint injuries officers sustain through years of wearing fully loaded duty belts, we sought to solve this problem. The 511 0G plates are ergonomically designed to complement the body's natural structures and provide a secure, stable platform for an officer's loadout, ultimately increasing officer performance, reducing injuries, and saving departments money. But duty belts themselves have changed little over the last century, and the time has come to incorporate modern materials and engineering into a duty belt system that enhances an officer's capability rather than hinder it, and the Sierra Bravo duty belt has been designed to do just that. But nothing embodies an officer's commitment to duty and symbolizes authority more than their badge. Conventional badges are uncomfortable, removable, and unsafe in certain environments, and traditional fabric badges fade, fray, and fail to capture a logo's detail and nuance. 511 CFX gives you the look of a metal badge in a nearly indestructible solution. The next level uniform truly represents the evolution of law enforcement duty uniforms, and it is quickly setting the new standard for agencies all over the world. There are those who lead a different life, who walk a different path, live by a certain code. They are the adventurers, the protectors, and our heroes. They never take the easy road. They never back away from a challenge. And they're always on the hunt for the right gear. .511. Always be ready.
We never know when life will test us, when danger will round the corner, when we will be called upon to act with everything on the line. But being prepared gives us the confidence to excel when our whole world hangs in the balance. 511 Tactical. Always be ready.
Hey folks, I'm Kyle Land with Viking Tactics, and I'm here to talk a little bit about concealed carry. One of the big things about carrying a gun is if you're going to carry a gun, carry a gun. I hear folks say that, well, I'm only going to carry in these certain situations. My goal every day is to carry a gun every minute that I'm outside of my home. And when I'm in my home, I have concealed guns there as well. And that means that I'm prepared. So as you can see, I'm dressed kind of casual here. I've got some 511 pants, got a 511 flannel shirt on, and I really shouldn't stick out too much. But what I'm carrying here is my appendix rig. And I'm carrying a Smith & Wesson M&P subcompact, all right? And I carry that inside of an appendix holster. The reason I like the appendix holster is it allows me to slide that holster around to my side or wherever I want to put it so that I can keep it in a comfortable position. If I want to be able to quickly take my gun off and on to put it in a backpack, or where I come home I might want to take my pistol off, I can quickly pull the clip out and take the gun off, and that works really well for me. The other thing too is, if you notice, this looks pretty normal. If I was to bend over, you would see that I actually also have a pistol in my back pocket. Now that is Smith & Wesson M&P as well. This is a 357 Magnum Scandium receiver pistol, and I'm carrying that in this customized, made by my buddy Bob McKibben holster. And what that allows you to do is have just enough to take away a huge print to tell me that's a gun. Now you can see that I've got something in my pocket, but you're not going to know what that is, but it keeps that pistol oriented so I can grab it if I need to get to it quickly. The other thing I like about this, I can put it in a pocket of a jacket. It also helps to keep from printing there. The other way that I like to carry, if I'm going out with my wife on the town, I got to wear a cowboy shirt or something tucked into my blue jeans, and I'm not comfortable trying to hide a gun there, I may actually wear my leg rig, okay? So my ankle rig, I'm carrying a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, and the only change that I make sometimes when I carry in my pants like that is instead of carrying the extended mag, I may carry the flush fit magazine. So that's Smith & Wesson M&P Shield in an ankle holster. All right, and there are other times that you want to be more concealed. You may want to just wear a t-shirt, and let's say I'm wearing shorts. Normally I don't wear shorts very much, but if I was going to wear shorts, the problem you run into then is I can't wear an ankle rig. If I've got a t-shirt on, sometimes the appendix rig will still work, but you may have to have something that really works. And for that, I'm actually carrying another pistol here, and this is a Ruger LCP. The Ruger LCP is in .380. Okay, that doesn't have as much bite as a 9mm or 40 or 45, but at least I still have a gun on my person. So if you're heading out there, folks, what I highly recommend is, you know, if you're going to say that you're carrying concealed, that you like to go armed, then do it every day. Come up with creative ways to carry these pistols. If you're a female, you've got even more options because you can carry a purse. You can get away with different type clothing. Men, we're kind of have to rely on our girth to hide our weapons where we can. My favorite carries are absolutely my appendix carry, which I normally carry the M&P Shield here or on my side when I get in a vehicle, or the ankle rig. All right, folks, if you're going to carry a gun, carry a gun.